Also, 9 minutes is slow. Do better, chat. Welcome on in, Delos. Good to have you, Sweet Bean. I looked it up. Sadly, there is no power wash tank. Gonna make the lab coat shiny. Welcome on in, Jake Bean. Glad to have you, Sweet Beans. Can we get a shout out for Delos if one of my mods is available? But we are... I'm just like, I don't know. I'm eepy. I took a nap and that was a mistake. I took like a 20-minute nap before stream started. Now my fucking brain is melting. Pet the big lion man. Big kitty. Gives Delos pets Delos. Gives Delos the like hard pets. Where you're basically deforming the cat's face.
What's
up, Crisp?
Stinky bird, who's a stinky bird? You are a stinky bird. Why do you smell so bad?
I'm in pain. Do you do commissions? Can you do like con badges? I've never done commissions. You pet me, I scratch out your couch. Zeph, I'm not doing that. I reserve the right to not do any specific topics. Listen, joke's on you. I don't have a couch to begin with. I had a chair, but it's fucking broken. Fuck Carmen Miller, a piece of shit. Because they specifically said, like, oh, we're not, you know, so refund myself. Refund yourself or choose a different topic. But, you know, I've never done commissions. I feel like it would be interesting to give it a shot, but I am going to probably be working on the current piece for a while, so... All right, then welcome on, Death Nation. Let's see. Please do a rant on why you enjoy eating drywall. I can work with this. Let me tell you, there's no experience quite like a nice, tasty piece of drywall. You know, for, like, you know, it fulfills, it fills... It is like an experience unto the lords themselves of the sky. You know, but to some degree, you have to like acknowledge the fact that pica is like a real condition. So you have to go with the food equivalent of drywall, and honestly, the best equivalent for food in terms of like drywall management is like in terms of like tasting like the experience of eating drywall. If you've ever had like a not a rice cracker but a rice cake. Rice cakes are very much the experience of what I imagine it would be like to eat drywall, and honestly, that's not bad. I kind of like it. There you go. Wouldn't lions like pets since they're social cats? I did not expect to know someone who does not own a couch. The realization is too much for me to handle. I am lurking while contemplating my mortality. I've never had someone visit. I've never had people visit in a context where I've needed to have a couch. Welcome on, Pupcast. Good night, Sweet Bean. This is some I love eating mulch energy, and I don't like that. Yummy, yummy mulch. So full of mulch and mulchy goodness.
Hammer.
Not the hammer. Have you ever had milk tea? I have. It's okay. It's not like my favorite, for sure. Hold up. But yeah, I've never needed to have a couch, mostly because I live near friends who are significantly better off, like, in terms of, like, being able to host people. Shirtless bib. Locke and I saw so many Twitch friends. Hell yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Hopefully you're having a good time at FWA. Wah. 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 It's like gua, but wah. Wah. Wah.
Wah.
Gua. Me when wah. Okay. We're getting somewhere. I am making progress.
Wah.
I'm looking at this eye. I kind of like the way that the eye is set up, but I also am like, what if we just like... Just something like this, because like I feel like the shape ends up like being a little... It doesn't make any sense. And to some degree, like, I have to remind myself of the fucking angle that I picked. Silence but Fire Emblem noise. I'm surprised more people didn't have genuine issues with the voice acting of, like, Engage. We're having a great time, so happy to see so many friends, but also to be spending time with him. That's awesome. I'm glad you two are getting an opportunity to see each other again. Y'all are very, very adorkable together. Let's just see. I guess, like, by that token, you're gonna end up, like, seeing some amount of, like, you know, you're gonna end up kind of seeing a little bit more, like, you know, of, like, the tops. Something kind of like this. Pup, please play with their tail. Next year, I want to go to Dragon Con and FWA and do a seamless edit of the two cons and how wildly different they are, even outside of one being a furry con, the other being a sci-fi convention. I feel like I've made the joke before about, like, Dragon Con feels like a Ligma setup. It feels like the world's most obvious Ligma setup for sure. I think I have to make the hand and arm a little bit bigger. Every furry I talk to thinks that. I mean, I think it's because, like, we're all fucking internet poisoned. Oh, come on, Ruffles. Gonna be a sweet bean. Hold up. Actually, I probably should move the hand out a little bit. Like, out and then down. And then... Will Starky... Wait, what is this? Will Starky live long enough to see tomorrow's sunrise? No? Why is there one Novo? What the fuck? You see the Dragon Con crowd I sent you the other day? That was the first thing I'd show. Actually, I don't think I'll be honest with you. I've been kind of neglecting my duties in terms of, like, responding to everyone. Furries have definitely been in the sci-fi universe and comics for for sure. I mean, there is overlap just because, like, furries to some degree are like it's like a nerd community. So, like, you know, there ends up being overlap. It's fandom intersectionality. I think I need to make it even longer. Moonlight Serenade. I only know the Bayonetta version of this. Oh, you know what? I think I might know where the problem is. I think the bicep starts even further back. Because technically this would be like the... There you go. I just sent you an image over Discord. I think you'd appreciate it, Starky. Is this you? Borb IRL. Okay, to be fair, this is a very good Borb. Hold up. Yep, there it is. Look at that Borb ass Borb. So you sent you an image over Discord. This is the third link up in the timeline. You see, okay, like this is some like deviant shit. This is some like by doing this you reveal that you are not a fact a human. You are like you're like a replicant who's sent by like the ruling class to like sow discord between the like the working populace. So that way we don't rise up and reclaim what's ours. Why are there 3 no votes that say I'm gonna die tonight? Hey, chat, what the fuck? Kindly, what the fuck? This is some fucking eat your burrito like a corn on the cob. Fucking style shit. No, get out of here. Get out of here with that. Okay. I can see Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Muskie smells doing that. How dare you besmirch the name of Musk? Musk fans deserve better than being compared to than being relegated to a punchline about Elon. Elon. Since Wargy? Well, I will. Yeah, it is actually. So I've been caught. I've been caught. I'm doing a piece. Hold up, let me actually hide the Wargy reference. I'm doing a piece in of you, myself, Bran, and then I'm gonna see if I can sneak Rob Raven in here. Because all of us started Art of It at the same time. And I think it's just like a fun way to be like, hey, because I do like I think of you, Bran, and like Rev as like being my like contemporaries, as like people who motivate me to keep improving, even if there are times where I'm like, oh god. But also I've made horrible mistakes with the composition. Look at what I'm planning. Look at what I. Why did I do this to myself? I only have myself to blame, but this is easily going to be my most complex piece. Yeah, so this is, you're going to be up in front, and then I'm going to have Bran here, and he's going to be like a little bit more like laid back, and then I have myself in the corner crying. Because I feel like this is like our approaches towards art, and I'm over here just making myself suffer. It's worth it. It's for the art. Why crying? To be fair, I get through art by that's Sakura death. I have the Shinji in the chair pose going on here. My ass, Starky's so good. How I'm not good at taking compliments, especially from other people that I look up to as artists. Aware. But no, I straight up have the Shinji in the chair pose.
Where the rats?
Starky, may I have your permission to disconnect your life support to charge my phone if I ever have to visit you in the hospital?
Go for it. Starky, you don't want to be Shinji, though. Okay, but it's funny, and this would not be the first time I've drawn something Evangelion related, funnily enough. Because my goofy ass actually just we'll keep that in the inspiration file. That's so funny. I didn't even think about the fact that I was doing that, but yeah, that's just straight up the Shinji pose. I watched that anime recently and I get all the memes now. I have never seen it. I need to at some point. I'm aware that it is very good. It's very good, and it's very like trauma experience coded. Here. Actually, how would it... I guess I would kind of like loop back up here. It's an acquired taste, I would say. I am by no means afraid of like I've developed a I developed a tolerance for anime bullshit and also extremely sad pieces of media. So I'm pretty sure I would be fine watching Evangelion. Let's just say Shinji is among the worst characters in anime. I mean, to be fair, isn't that the kind of point of it? Is that Shinji is basically anime Scott, not Scott Cawthon, Scott Pilgrim, where he's like an asshole, but like you actually get to find out why he's a piece of shit, and like there's an amount of introspection going on. Okay. Let's see. I have to figure out how far in the main goes. But no, I feel like I'm relatively inoculated. Like I know kind of what I'm expecting to get into when it comes to anime nonsense. So like I feel like of you know, when I do get the chance to watch it, I'll probably be fine. Cyberventure, what is this? Coconut Mall, but everything is slightly off? No. This is... Why? I missed the time loop? I don't. To be honest with you, the time loop is still funny to me, but I do think it's like outlived its like utility to the stream. Let's see. Let me pull up your Blue Sky profile as a visual reference again, because I need to check to see where the fluff stops. Okay, so it comes down to mid pectoral level. Which means I actually don't necessarily super know. It's gonna be like right around here is like where the fluff will come to. I'll be honest with you, my behavior is very much to like just eyeball stuff. Here. Let's see. I'm guilty for not making the rev sheet yet. No, you're fine. The big thing is like let's see. Trying to think about like where the anatomy would be here. It'd probably be like where the pectoral, right around here. So I need to shape it. So when Jane tries to give me sympathy if I ever get an owl suit. Dr. Wolf is cute. Oh, Dr. Wolf Walker's son is absolutely adorable. Your son is adorable and I love it to bits. Okay. So it's going to be roughly where the pectorals are. So we wouldn't need to... Something kind of like that. Which I guess ends up... I guess be fair, like, because of the angle that we're kind of like going at here. Something kind of like that. I'm trying to get better into like breaking things down into shapes, so I have an idea of like there's a lot of things about my art style that I need to practice and improve on, and breaking things down into shapes so I have a better idea of what's going on is definitely on that list. Okay. Let's see if we need more muscle references. I'll help you. Eats your shirt. No, Brionic. God dang it, not again. Let's see. What was this line here doing? I guess this was like kind of like acting as a an idea for like where the color line roughly should be. God. My artistic process is such a mess. Let's see. So it'd probably be somewhere around here. But yeah, hopefully you've been doing well, Wolfwalker. It has been genuinely great to like watch your improvement. Like very, very inspirational. So like I hope you don't mind. I guess to be fair, like it's one of those things where I am like kind of keeping it ever so slightly a secret. Where it's like if you stop by, I'll explain what I'm doing, but like, you know, I also kind of want to see if I can like surprise a couple folk, i.e. at this point Brandon Rev. Okay. Let's see. Does it progress to the shoulders? Okay, it does not. So it's a relatively contained mane, which is good to know. It's definitely still like actually. Okay, it does reach the shoulders. I've been busy with nursing school. It's making me sleep every day with the current schedule. That's understandable. Nursing school is very intense. My mom's a nurse, so I'm aware of like how much stuff nurses have to take care of. Bert, welcome on in, Melon. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Hi, Hot Bird. Welcome on in. Thank you for hi, Hot Frog. So grateful that you came in and immediately burped. May I shove my face in your plumage? Go for it. But no, hopefully you're doing well. I'm currently trying to draw a Woogie. I've never played World of Warcraft. I've tried other MMOs, and they never really like click with me in a way that, you know, I'm good. You saw the video? Yeah. As someone who, I love the modding scene, even if I don't necessarily like partake in it myself too much. So like, I think it's cool to like watch like the process and to, you know, get a sense for what's going on with like the people who work behind the scenes. Are you going to play it? I'll definitely give it a try. I think it would be a good way for me to like give it a shot, because I definitely tried to play Twilight Princess when I was a kid and I struggled with it a lot. It's hard to get into WoW just because of how the subsystems work. Yeah, I think the big thing is also I don't really like games where like progression is entirely dependent on the character. I like there being some skill element in the games that I play, which isn't to say that there is no skill element in WoW, but it kind of becomes secondary to like what your character's level and gear looks like. You know, you can optimize your damage, but a big part of your damage is coming from like just having the correct build and setup for like what your class and role is, and then also just having the good gear that you need. The game is a lot better now for new players. I feel like, because I try to get into staff said hospital to make each other cry, so I don't know how you handle that. I mean, it's an intense situation. I imagine that, like, you know, emotional intelligence is probably a pretty important part of getting into nursing school in the first place. I definitely know my mom has talked before about like the experience of needing to you know, like the struggle of needing to like tell patients bad news or like figuring out good bedside manner. Although, you know what, it's out past the birds. I would appreciate that. The game's a lot better now for new players. I tried to get into Final Fantasy XIV. I got to character select, and then I made my character, and then I got bored. And never went back. I spent like an hour in character creation making a Rogadin, and then I was like, well, that was cool. Anyways, and then I closed the game and I did not reopen it. I don't know. I something about like, cause I think my brain is broken in a unique way. Cause like I genuinely enjoy fighting games. And I kind of think of fighting games and MMOs as having like a similar like time dedication curve where you can just play them infinitely. I can go as low as you want, but also I do miss to talk to you off stream. Yeah, we need to chat more. I know it's been a busy time for both of us, but like, you know, I would love to catch up with you more often. But no, because like fighting games and surprisingly enough, I feel like fighting games and what are they called? The music's ever so slightly loud. Fighting games and MMOs actually have like a pretty similar time dedication curve. Like they're both extremely grindy experiences. It's just like in fighting games, I feel like it's like I feel like I'm improving as a player rather than like I'm like helping my character reach their potential. If that makes sense. But I honestly, it's genuinely a lot of fun hanging out in like people's streams who play MMOs, because a lot of the times it's basically just like you know, it's just like a good environment to just chill out and like catch up with folks. A lot of the times it feels, well, because like I imagine like once you've played an MMO for a while, you get used to like the way that the raids are structured to the point where they become like second nature. They let me cook, gone wrong, not clickbait. I kind of got in trouble yesterday. What happened? But also welcome on Kasai. How you doing, you sweet bean? Let's see. That I feel like that's maybe a touch too extreme for where the pectoral would be. I feel like it would probably just be like somewhere around here. Welcome on to Rish. Glad to have you, sweet bean. I kind of got in trouble yesterday. Let's see. Trying to think of like how. I guess you would still kind of have like this, where like, you know, you'd still kind of see where the pectoral, you know, kind of like divide starts. And then I think part of the reason why it might look a little bit weird is because I'm like, it's like such a hard cutoff there. There we go. I think this is gonna look a little bit better. I estimated how difficult Banh Mi were to make and got my housemates mad at me for a mess I didn't realize it was as bad as it was. Being in such a rush to, you don't realize how gnarly you left things. I've had banh mi before. It's okay. It's not my favorite sandwich type. I struggle a little bit with Thai cuisine just because of how it can be very, very heavy in my experience. In a way that like I don't necessarily super like I'm not able to manage super well. Would you even be able to see the arm? I guess probably like something like this. Sandwiches are good. I like a good sandwich. Sandwiches are good. To some degree, I think I've had so many of them that like they kind of like Like, I've become, like, saturated on sandwiches, and I no longer, like, find them as compelling anymore. Let's see. You would be able to see a little bit of the armpit. A little bit of the pit hair. Nothing, like, too extreme. Just a flavor. Just, like, a little spice. Okay. Now, if I think about where the abs are, because you actually have very well-defined abdominal muscles. Let's see. I mean, my D&D group thought I brought them my sandwiches were on point. I don't know. For me, I think it's one of those things where it's like I've had it so much where it's lost this special thing that makes me really enjoy it. Okay. Oh, I see now. I see now what I've kind of fucked up. I think I have to move the chair down a little bit to give myself more space to develop these abs. Because there's the area between the abs and the actual crotch itself. So that way you're not, like, foreshortening the body. There's so much shit to keep track of when you're doing art. Again, you know, this is very much my fault, but also... Okay. It's actually been a hot minute since I've had to draw abs. Never be scared to try new stuff. Oh, I'm constantly challenging myself. I never make pieces easy for myself, because I feel like if I ever make a piece that's easy for myself, I'm not, like, learning anything. Like the most recent thing I made was this, where, like, because I did the bicep lick meme as well. And part of why I was like, why did I do this myself, is the angle that I chose is very, like, it's very like, not typical of a lot of the other versions of this that I've seen posted online. Actually, it's kind of similar to the angle you gave yours, Wolf. I also fell for this pose. It's a good pose. You always half-ass the easy pieces. I do that a lot. I try to avoid, even with, I feel like if I'm doing an easier piece, I don't even want to half-ass that. But before that was like this perspective macro piece. Where, like, I very much try to avoid ever making decisions that make the piece easier, because I always want to make the piece looking better. I tilted a little to the side of my version because I wanted to do more side muscles. That's also kind of what I ended up doing. Admittedly, I ended up focusing more on the... Oh, God. Oh, Lord. To some degree, like, it is hard not to compare myself to others, because, like... You say you got horny over the drawing? I mean, well, I said the drawing was horny. Because, like, I think this pose is a little horny, which I think is, you know, I think I'm gonna start leaning into doing not, like, necessarily like extremely horny stuff, but I think I'm gonna start leaning into that a little bit more as, like, a thing that I do as, like, motivation to draw more and improve faster. Let's see. Sorry, everyone has a different arty journey. You're making good progress for not doing a bunch of drawing outside of stream. I guess that's fair. And is, like, also to some degree a sign that I probably should do more art outside of stream. Let's see. Starky isn't even a billionaire yet. How lame. To be honest with you, I feel like I would be I kind of consider not being a billionaire to be like that's like actually a mark of pride in my mind. Welcome on in, Darv. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Oh, that's right. Can we get a shout out for Dr. Wolfwalker and one for Darv the Burb? How you holding up, Darv? Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. I'm a very big fan of presumably it was a Rathel piece you got from Blur of Darv sitting in the chair, all regal. Okay. Actually, yeah, now I'm thinking about like this doesn't really extend beyond. Let's see. I think I need to make your waist more skinny. Tricky quick question: how many rows do you think your bull Anthus can win in a row? How many rounds? It depends on who. It depends on who he's going up against. If you stick him against a bunch of jobbers, like he could probably like I feel like 20 fighters, assuming none of them are like super experienced, would probably be like the starting point. Which I mean, like, if you're looking like actual boxing statistics, why does my brain go the "in a fight, right" meme? In a fight, right? In a fight, right? Okay. So I need to zoom out more. One piece of advice I got that I actually kind of agree that like is actionable is I need to zoom out more so that way like I'm not like hyper focused. I'm not like hyper focused and like hyper zoomed in a way that like
Where the rats?
Starky, is it cool if I recreate the Stanford prison experiment with chat?
Go for it. The Anakin and Padme meme, yeah. You press the button, you're forced to remain a billionaire henceforth, but your sanity has been returned. Like, I'm forced to become a billionaire, and also I maintain my sanity. I feel like that would just, like, I feel like that would make me depressed. Okay. Welcome on to Sanctival. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Let's see. You're a smart billionaire. You're too sane to not suffer from the position. So I become a smart billionaire? That's an oxymoron. I mean, I guess insofar as that, like, as a billionaire, I would be capable of doing more good than I am now. It's crazy this song became relevant again. I'm like, what's the song titled again? War Pigs. Oh, yeah, okay, never mind. I was like, I knew it was an Ozzy Osbourne, it was a, you know, an Ozzy Osbourne song, but I couldn't actually tell you the name off the top of my head. James Osborne. Keeps turning. You have to hoard billions of wealth for the rest of your life or you will mentally go feral. Then no, it would not be worth it. It's a JoJo stand in part 5? Wait, there's a part 5 stand that's referenced to War Pigs? That isn't... The band is a reference? Oh, Black Sabbath? Okay, yeah. Okay, never mind. I was like, oh yeah, Black Sabbath. I'm like, okay, that makes, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Weeb. I mean, listen, there's like genuinely really good storytelling to be found in anime. If that makes me a weeb, then so be it. Editor's note, it made him a weeb. Actually, no, I'm gonna end up having like almost exactly enough space. Although I think I want to increase the ab size a little bit. Ab size and then have it something kind of like that. Okay. The abs are definitely right. I need to figure out how they connect and how they overlap with the way the pectorals would be positioned. Okay. I think incidentally, I've made him sit up too straight for the ads to be looking like this here. Let's see. Booba's here. Okay. In general, I like the idea. I just need to, like, fiddle with it a little bit. I think incidentally, it would just, like, a lot of it would end up being kind of, like, blocked. Here, then, if we free transform a little bit. Just that way we can kind of, like... There we go. Honestly, thank God for transforms. I would be fucking helpless as an artist if I didn't have transforms, which is a sign that I probably rely on them too much. Starky, how would planeswalkers from MTG be flavored in D&D? Like, I mean, they would. I don't know D&D well enough as a system, but I would assume that they would basically have, like, at will, this used to be one of my favorite songs to play Guitar Hero. Like, imagine they kind of have, like, they would have, like, at will dimensional door. So use transform tools a lot, praise the digital advantages. Oh, for sure. Like, it's one of those things where, like, I recognize that, like, I think it's probably something I should improve about myself if I want to actually, like, improve as an artist. Let's see. But, like, it is a handy tool for when I'm in the middle of the thing trying to figure out what I'm doing. Let me look at muscle references real quick. I had a sudden desire for a Planeswalker-based D&D campaign. That definitely sounds like it would be complex, to say the least. Okay, here. First of all, let me figure out the hips. Okay. Okay. And then we would end up getting like a decent amount of back muscle here based on just the angle. There we go. Because they end up being like almost like muscles in their own right. Welcome on, Akabor. Glad to have you, sweet bean. Welcome on in. How you holding up? Because it's almost like connected here.
Wretch, wretch, where the wretch?
Hey, Starky, something happened. I used the transform tool on our human volunteer and they had transformed into a dog drone, and I don't know how that it happened.
It's probably fine. I'm surprised there isn't like more art of that, of like, oh, like a character gets you with the transform tool from like a like image editing software. Let's see. I remember that being an art fad on Fur Affinity at one point. That doesn't surprise me, actually, now that, yeah. Using the transform tool / shrink tool. Okay, something like this. Because this ends up being like the, you know. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like lower where the chair actually is relative to where I thought it was going to be, but that's relatively easy. I feel like some amount of it's like, I guess to be fair, that's why it's called a sketch, is that like it's for me it's like a rough idea of where things will be positioned, and then I end up kind of like adjusting it based on how the final thing needs to look. I'm sure that that's like not proper in terms of like your sketch should be a better idea of like roughly like the proportions you're actually going to be like looking at and working with, but so we played Repo last night to check out the new stuff. Erratic Phoenix hates my character customization right now. What did you do? Okay. We're getting somewhere. Okay, you actually did give yourself a belly button, notably. I have some face paint that looks like someone sprayed stuff all over my face as the PG. Oh my god. That, to be fair, I think I would also hate seeing that. That's so funny, actually, though. See, it ended up kind of being close to here. There you go. You can color it whatever you want, and I've been requested to make it white the next time we play with Camco. Oh my god. Haunting. You'll have to let me know how that goes, because that sounds really funny, actually. The downside of having floofy characters is how to portray the muscles under the floof. I mean, it helps to some degree that, like, Wolfwalker actually, like, his Sona has a very defined core. So, like, this stuff is going to end up shining through, even if I maybe have to, like, you know, make it not quite as, like, harsh an outline in the final thing. Give the floof muscles too. Exactly. Okay, I'm relatively happy with how those abdominals look. They're not perfect by any means. In fact, I think, like, one thing I could do to fix it a little bit is just, yeah, there you go. So buff the fur is buff. Yeah. I mean, the only, like, at some point, you know, when the definition is so extreme that it will visibly show up through the fur. just give poor Wolfwalker the fucking Kardashian. Wow. No, that's not right at all. I mean, I guess to be fair, it would be a little bit more accurate because he's sitting on a chair. So, like, naturally, like, if you're sitting down, the butt's gonna, like, be tucked a little bit in a way that kind of accentuates it outwards. I like it. I think I need to, like, there you go. Some just, like, you know, smooth it in a little bit. Or is this one of those situations where I'm like, because, like, the crotch would be, like, right here now. Let's see. Think about, like, where the Adonis belt would be. Somewhere right around here. The deformation of shape on hard surfaces. I mean, yeah. So I guess if I think about, like, where this actually would be, see, yeah, the hip would start here, and then the buttocks are a little bit even further out. Am I actually getting a sense for where, like, anatomy really is? Is that what's happening right here in this moment? Because I'm like, this is the hip muscle, and then you would actually be able to, you know, I guess you're fair, like, the hip muscle would be more like, you know, This would be like kind of the hamstring, and then you would see the... Something kind of like that. Because his leg is pointing kind of towards the camera. I'm about to eat a concerning amount of asparagus. Your piss is gonna smell. Your piss is gonna be fucking. Is gonna produce a lethal gas. Okay. So think about like trace this down. I guess to be fair, probably like around here would be the Adonis belt. Probably like a little bit higher up. Something kind of like that, and then... Welcome on in, Big O. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Can I shout for Big O Luxray? How you doing, you sweet Lux? Also, welcome on in, Doodle Den. Can we shout for the Doodle Den if one of my mods is available? How you holding up, Galvin? I need to... Because I think you're still doing the sketch thing, and Actually, fair, I did spend a ton of money today. So it turns out fucking Herman Miller, like, I sent them the picture of what happened to my chair, and they're like, this damage isn't covered by your, it's not covered by the warranty. So I'm gonna have to fucking follow up and be like, hey, what the fuck does that mean? But also I've ordered another chair in the meantime, so I'm like, I end up, instead of being able to put back money, I had to start, your ass is so fat we can't cover that. That's kind of what it sounds like. It kind of sounds like my fucking juicy thick ass is so fucking fat that no one wants to insure it. They really decided they don't want to bother. It's one of those things where it's like, we don't want to replace it. That was basically what, yeah, it's basically what they said. Think of the poor corporations. Oh, I'm thinking of them, all right. Apropos of nothing, what did that one guy, what did Paper Mario say? All he had to do was pay us enough to live?
Rats, we're rats, we're the rats.
What's up,
They
Chris?
really said that your ass is bigger than the Kardashians.
To be honest with you, my ass might actually be bigger than the Kardashians. Starky's funny, but wild way to put that still. My thick dumpy is so fucking juicy that no insurance company will cover it. They're calling him Paper Mario. Yes. To go alongside Luigi. So part of why he's called, I believe his name is Mario, but he burned a lot of the paper, a ton of paper products is like also the other reason why he's like getting called Paper Mario. And like, it's like at that point, you know, at that point, the comedy writes itself. Will we have Bowser? I mean, isn't the current CEO of Nintendo of America Doug Bowser? To be honest with you, at that point, like if that's what the universe was setting up, if I were Doug Bowser, I'd be fucking sweating bullets. But I'm Tish. This is not to say, oh, like, you know, something legalese don't actually, you know, do anything. I thought Bowser left the position. I heard he was gone. Okay, then whoever fucking, you know, okay, he's probably safe then. Draw Starky in that pose, like the Kardashian popping that bottle of the champagne. I might. I remember when he took the job, he took a selfie of himself with the dolls of Mario and Luigi tied up with the GameCube controller. I feel like you kind of have to do that, especially if you're following up on Reggie Fils-Aimé. But also Bowser and Mario helps Bowser sometimes. You know, you make a compelling point. You make a very compelling point, actually. Kardashian sounds like the name of someone in a Phoenix Wright case about a hit and run. Cough-eye. It's so funny people don't know why the Kardashians are famous. That's so fucking funny to me. Welcome on, Ocean. I'm glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Because you're kind of not wrong. You're kind of not wrong. The reason the Kardashians are famous is because their dad fucking defended O.J. Simpson during his court trial. And part of the reason why he was in court was because of the very low speed car chase he ran. Welcome on, Kilo. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. It's so fucking funny that like it's incidentally wrapped back around. What? You didn't know? Not the only reason. The other is also the sex tape of a guy who was forgotten to time. Ah, yes. What the fuck? Yeah, wait. I'm explaining real. I love it when I get to explain real life lore to people. It's one of my favorite things. Welcome on, Akila. How you doing, you sweet bean? One of my absolute favorite things is explaining the real life lore of life and the universe and yada yada. I will do art today. I will persist. I will fight. I hope you are well. Join me. Listen, I've spent at this point an hour working on these abdominal muscles and like restructuring some things. So like join me in the fucking art mines. I love muscle, hate drawing abs. They're not too bad. The big thing when it comes to abs is that they're basically... Abs are relatively simple in that like they're basically just like... they're this general shape, but then you basically just end up having to like kind of curve them into each other a little bit. So like you have to, you know... Because like they move inwards, but also they kind of like flow naturally. So you end up with like this. Of course, it's like a front view and a little simplified, but like, you know, you have to kind of like move the abs inward, and they overlay each other. And then you just mirror them to the other side. The other thing you have to watch out for fucking abs is that the belly button is because the belly button is actually like, it actually is in the middle of the abdominal muscles. It's the like third one down. Can we get a reference to some abs off you, Starky? I joke. Here's the thing. I will never have prominent abdominal muscles. I would love to bulk up, but I think I love food too much where I'm never gonna have like a super cut look. I think I decided I'm gonna draw a chibi animal at work every day, follow our friends in their do art to de-stress ways. Absolutely. I was joking with the model since I stole your shirt. Oh yeah, that's fair. I think, nope. No abdominals, unfortunately. I wasn't sure off the top of my head if the model had abdominal muscles or not. Are you sure they're not hiding under the feathers? I mean, I guess I technically could have abdominals, you know, the whole being goo thing. That is fixable, but fair. We only see chest up. That's fair. That's all you really need, to be fair. Also, it means that I'm less likely to run into the fucking TOS police of Twitch's inconsistent moderation policies. Are the potato fumes meant to make your eyes water? No? The fuck you mean the potato fumes make your eyes water?
Rats, where rats, where the rats.
A friend of mine lost his abs when he realigned his spine.
What? That's wild, actually. I think I spilled some butter from the foil into the heating element and it just keeps on fuming. That's probably more likely to cause something like that. Okay. His spine is perma-clenched, which made eating hard, but also he was constantly clenching the muscle in a way that made his abs visible. That's horrifying, actually, to think about. Or it made a nerve perma-clenched. Okay. I think you would just barely see the, There we go. Result is after solved after 14 years, and a spider finalized the realignment by spooking him. You imagine getting spooked so hard your entire fucking body, like, that had to have been like a concerning like thing to happen, because imagine being spooked and then your entire body fucking like snaps and then you suddenly are able to relax for the first time in your life. I hear that if they sprout, they're poisonous. Didn't hear anything about the potatoes being purple though. So if you're looking for sprouts, aren't they're a sign that they're close to being they're gone. Oh, and other roses are a strawberry. Like if it's like if they're like little sprouts, that's a sign you need to eat it basically within like the next week. If they're like starting to spread, then yeah, you need to throw the potato out. The big thing you're looking though for in terms of potatoes is texture, smell, and color. If they're green, then yeah, they're most likely poisonous. There we go. See, and then this would end up being... I think this is roughly how the leg muscles split up. It's one of the things where it's like I'm only drawing this that way I can include a little bit of definition. Not like super noticeable, just like a line like here to like kind of like, oh, there's some good definition going on there.
Rats, where rats, where the rats.
What's up, Crisp?
Fun fact, potates are part of the nightshade family. They are also called belladonna for their poisons being used in beauty cosmetics in antiquity.
Yeah, the belladonna family alongside tomatoes and I believe eggplants? I love facts like this, super incongruous thoughts you can just kind of subject people to.
Rats, where rats, where the rats.
What's up, Crisp?
Once he went to a doctor because he had legs so restless he couldn't sleep for days, and he shrugged off the stuff injected to make him sleep immediately long enough to start up a game after returning home.
I mean, okay, is your friend by chance redheaded? This is gonna sound random, but apparently it is actually a thing where like redheaded people have like more bizarre health complications. Is the closeness to the devil. Exactly. I love Millie music so much. It's such a vibe. He isn't, but he does have an imaginary number for the con score. You know what? That's fair. I respect it. Okay, so this is roughly where the kneecap would be. I guess it would probably be like a little bit more forward. Like somewhere around here. And if we think about the muscles and like how they would kind of morph around the anatomy here.
Rats, where rats, where the rats.
Fun fact, potato berries are highly toxic despite being the fruiting body that contains the offspring of the humble and possibly toxic potato.
That is actually an interesting fact. Me when I poison my enemies with potato berries. Apples used to be inedible too, so that checks out. That is interesting, actually. I know that there's like if you look at like images of old watermelon, I'm trying to do something weird with the knee. So to explain what that was, I was trying to figure out like there'll be times where like I will see like artists draw like the kneecap, and then like, you know, if this is like the front view of like the kneecap, they'll draw like the muscles kind of like layering over it in a way that like ends up kind of forming a diamond shape. Ends up like, you know, apples were like super bitter and disgusting, so their wood was used more. Okay, that's interesting. Thanks, horticulture, for giving us apples and other very, very delicious fruits and vegetables. Okay, the leg on the leg is too big. Johnny Appleseed was planting apple seeds for the wood, by the way. Interesting. I know, like, if you look at like old Renaissance paintings of like melons, like they look like there's so little like actual like meat to them compared to like what we got going on now. I can't remember the name of it, but there was a type of plant that grows so quickly in darkness that the cultivars can hear the cracking sound it makes in the process. That's actually extremely sick and also fucking terrifying. What are mushrooms, Starky? A fungi? Can't remember the... Because it's the watermelon ancestor that still exists in desert berries. The mushrooms are a fungus. But don't ask what a fungus is. We don't fucking, like, the fungus... The fungus is a fucking weird classification of anything. Fungi are fun, that's why. So fun that they give biologists straight up panic attacks. The fungus. How dare you bonk me? What am I doing wrong? Explain your bonking. I can't believe it. Zeph hates my art.
Rats, we're rats. We're the rats.
I just wanted to bonk you.
Okay, but FR have any weekend plans?
Okay, so I'm gonna get muted in here in about like 30 seconds. And here's the part where he waits like a full minute before me like actually starting to, like about to start my conversation to try and like, you know, get the jump on me. So anyways, yeah, my week I got some interesting plans this weekend. I'm gonna be hanging out with my mom, and then here comes the mute any second now. You see, I gotta give you like enough to like actually make you think that I'm about to start like going to a diatribe about like what my weekend plans are, but I can't give you so much that like I'm not ready for when the mute hits. Like, you think Kosai might be saving his points? You say that. But like why wait until we're like an hour and a half into the stream before you know, asking that question? I don't know, it strikes me as being suspicious. I'm not muting you. Sure. Me and other lies that I tell myself. Okay, that was the issue. Is that there it is. Oh wait, that's right. That's one of the redeems that got broken. Okay. Okay, that's right. I need to explain. So it turns out that StreamerBot got Giga broken and just refused to open. So I had to download and set up like a new version of it. So things are gonna like some of the redeems that are set up through StreamerBot are just going to be broken in for a bit. Mods, if you would be so kind as to leave a note in the Discord for me to fix the mute burb redeem. Sorry, he's getting too much power and we can't silence him. I am omnipotent. Welcome on in, Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. How you holding up? I forget, Gladiator, do you stream or is it... I'm thinking Astral, aren't I? But no, welcome on in. How you holding up? Happy Friday. Hopefully it's it's been a relatively lax one. I'm very interested in how you found Trial 3 since I missed it. I was looking forward to seeing how you found it. Negative. I want I think Trial 3 has been uploaded to YouTube, so you can watch it. I walked away from it like genuinely like not like annoyed to the point of like, oh, like I'm gonna like yell, but like sincerely annoyed to the point where I'm like, I walked away from it. I had to like fucking do something for a bit to like let myself cool. Because there are so many goddamn fucking plot holes and like character actions that are like a result of like you know, it's so much, it's oh so much plot convenience in a way that's not satisfying. Oh, I need to kind of, I should probably nuke that one as well. They hit you with it in Trial 3. Starky did not. Also, yeah, the third execution is far and away the fucking, like, the most egregious fucking waste of every, like, what was the fucking point of that? No, doing right, but I'm on vacation since Thursday, so I'm getting a lot of rest. I was supposed to have D&D tonight, yet Discord is being terrible. Funny you should mention me streaming. I finished a tech test earlier tonight, and looks like I'll get back to streaming again. That's awesome! Can we do a show for Gladweir? It's the worst in the series, IMO. I feel like I would be hard-pressed to think of, like, a more mediocre execution than what they gave Mikon. So I'm like... But no, like, so much that they could have done they could have done with so much they could have done with the talent slash character, etc. It's retroactively made me dislike Mikon even more as a character, which, to be honest with you, is kind of an accomplishment. That's an accomplishment at that point. What the fuck is my listening to? Have they made the third trial better in the remake? I will say I had a friend reach out to me and be like, I really hope you play V3, and I'm like, we will see. We will see. Although, like, I can't imagine. I to some degree it is a joke. You know, that if Marsh and I ever both hit Twitch partner, we'll fucking play it. But I can't imagine it ever happening. It basically turns into like the Twitch partner equivalent of a suicide pact, where it's like whoever gets there first, the other one has to prevent themselves from ever getting it. Surely have to do with the track record. Like, Trial 3 is considered the worst in each respective game. They have to do something. They have to, like, they're pulling out all of the stops. They're like, okay, we're gonna make Trial 3 here fucking amazing. We're gonna make it mind blowing. Hypothetically, what if the Twitch streams were advertised on billboards? I would be horrified. I think I would be horrified. Because that means normies would see this shit. I feel like it was one of those things where it's like, if that happened, I would need to, like, meaningfully, like, work on my, like, I would need to increase my mod team size. For everything I love about the V3, I remember something rancid exists in the game, which is the huge same. I'm a big fan of the Trial 1 and V3. From what I've heard, Trial 1 and V3 is, like, one of the best in the entire, like, series. Like apparently V3 is, like, it has some of the highest highs and also some of the lowest lows of the entire series. Like, 2 is considered the best, but, like, it's only because 3 is wildly inconsistent. I would agree with that. I don't really care for V3, but I would say that the first trial of V3 is one of the best trials over all 3 games. Yeah, it really is. It's like some people, like I've talked to some people and they're like, yeah, V3 is like actually the best game in the series, and some of them are like, V3 is really good, but it's got real problems. Get this kind of partner, it'll be funny the moment when you tries avoiding it. I mean, here's the thing. Twitch numbers are to some degree, you know, I'm like hedging my wording because you know, I'm talking about a thing that might get some people like heated. At some point, Twitch numbers are not a reflection of stream quality so much as they are a reflection of advertisement capabilities. And like that feels like that shouldn't necessarily be as like, oh, like that, you know, that like, oh, that's, you know, that feels like that shouldn't be necessarily a hot take, but you'd be surprised. Spill says it's not even like there's no tea even to spill. It just like is the nature of Twitch as a platform because discovery is so bad on here. Yeah, but also the first execution of V3 is brutal. I won't explain how. No, I mean like you, right? And there's nothing intrinsically wrong with that for sure. But like it is, you know, it's kind of like why I'm like the numbers don't really matter to me too much. Cute beetle. Kilo is a cute beetle. Beetles do be cute. Okay, I'm like I have to remind myself that we are not. This is sketch. This is not line art. These lines do not have to be perfect. Me grabbing myself and forcing myself to actually like treat this like the sketch layer that it fucking is rather than line art. Okay, I do need to make the handle a little bit bigger.
Rats, where rats, where the rats.
What's up, Crisp?
Starky, I've made a new friend. It's a golden tortoise beetle, and he is cute, too. He is smaller than me.
Excellent. This is a beetle appreciation space for sure. There's a reason one of my mods is a beetle. That reason is I moderated him and then he became a beetle. Before that, he was a wolf. I mean, isn't there still a chaos command? I can't remember. Starky TF'd them into a beetle. I did that. I turned them into a... It was me. It was me, Barry. I turned him into a beetle. Oh, shit. I actually do have to change that, don't I? Let's see. I'm like, I need to make the fucking hand. I need to make the other hand bigger. Because it stands right now, it's too small. But as long as I do up Amelia's singing both parts. That sounds like something Millie would do. Look, one of the thick boy. Glad I do, Sweet Bean. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. This is a sign I think I need to refresh my eyes and start working on something a little bit different. Like that, the fact that I'm struggling with this hand so much when I'm like, this is not a hard pattern. But before I do that, let me flip the canvas real quick. Okay, I mean, I see an issue. Luckily, it is one of those ones that's manageable. Okay. I need to basically give more of this forearm. Like, I need to equalize the distance between the forearm and the Hey, Starky, check DMs. I called up. I'm kind of locked in at the moment. Let me fix this real quick. What the fuck is this? Dancing cats go kitty go youtube.flv. God, you can smell the early internet. I can hear the early. You can hear the fucking the grinding sound effect of the internet connecting. Okay, this is good. I still think I need to bring. Let's see. Okay. Fun fact, I own a copy of the Myst game disc for PC, and on it says Windows 3. That's fucking wild, actually. Okay, that looks a lot better. Okay, hold up. Kasai, are you okay? This feels like madness. This is what madness looks like. So this is one of those fucking the Sudoku with the Sudoku with like more like they got additional rules going on, but started with 0 numbers. You know, almost I feel like you could almost treat this as like a gradient map. My immediate reaction to looking at this is like a gradient map for sure, and then this is where you've ended up. But, you know, that seems like a nightmare for sure. Also, I got I received this while Wolfwalker. Thank you for the little art. It's so adorable. It really is like this is my entire artistic process. Is I don't know what the fuck I'm doing and people are just watching regardless. It's so silly. It really is. But no, this is so cute. I think we got a shout out. Can we get another shout out for Dr. Wolfwalker? Because another absolutely spectacular artist that I've had the joy of kind of like watching grow, you know, and to grow alongside. God, your workies are so cute. I love the way you draw the fluff too, and the proportions. Absolutely adorable. I mean, while I'm over here, I'm just like I'm just doing my best. Honestly, I think I should do more doodles. I probably should. I have a bad habit of like not being able to like every piece ends up being like this level of complex when like I think the biggest is like I think I struggle to think of things that would be fun little doodles. Just like doodle sticks her eyes. Welcome on in, Slow Panic. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Actually, the save reminder is a very good reminder here. But no, I'm absolutely saving this image as like a thing. Hold up, desktop. See, because I've got like a folder full of stuff that like is like little doodles from friends or with friends. Why is okay? So this song is kind of a banger for This is the Gremlins 2, the new batch NES. Okay. There is something about like there's something about this that's almost Zelda-esque. Sunsoft. You know what was a fucking wild thing to realize? There was a game from my childhood called Lost Kingdoms that I played on the GameCube a ton. That game was made by FromSoft. The fucking Dark Souls people. And when I looked that up, I was like, what the fuck do you mean? One of my foundational childhood memories. In the modern day, I will say that, you know, I don't necessarily know how well Lost Kingdom has aged, but it was definitely a bizarre realization to be like, holy shit, wait a minute. Okay. Let's draw the hand. Like, just draw the hand first. Okay, so I'm thinking about it. Like, I actually it'd probably be worth like letting the first knuckle go. Okay. I'm not thinking. I'm overthinking the entire process of doing hands. It's like I figured out how to draw them, and now I'm like overthinking it for like super duper hard. Okay. Hand. So this is gonna be like the first knuckle, and it traces along the edge of the like drawing board. This is gonna be the wrist. Should probably want to like make it a little bit thinner because it is being looked at from kind of an angle. Something like here. Yeah, something closer here because this is like the first knuckle. Okay, and then we need to make because this is the middle finger, so this one comes even more out. Is there a name for this? Okay, so it's the Brazilian Coro version. I was gonna say, it's like, this is simultaneously very flamenco-esque, but also very, almost French. Because I think because the oboe. Torin. Okay, is it Torino or Torinho? Because I can't remember if the like like the NH sound is almost. Okay, so it's the Enye. Okay. So it's Torino. I genuinely couldn't tell you how I remembered that, but maybe it's because I've been bullied enough for my I like this remix of cast themes. It was a banger for sure. Okay, so pinky, ring. This is gonna be the back of the middle finger. And then this is the back of the forefinger. I repeat that grammatical fact enough times. It's finally stuck in my brain. Finally, you know, no longer have to worry about me trying to say Torino. It's Torino. And then the O tilde is like oh. Pow. Pow. I don't remember. Ow. Oh, it's A tilde and then O? Shit, I fucked up already. I'm gonna fail. The tilde is always on the first letter. Interesting. Okay. This works well enough. Okay, I do need to like let's see. Okay. You see, it wasn't that hard. I'm just bad at this. There's the three forms in which the tilde is used, aside from the rare lonely vowel with a tilde, like masan. I'm assuming in that instance the tilde implies like, I guess to be fair, if there's the n, it's like mason, mason. You know, the First Nations people called it mason. It means apple. That's one of those dumb jokes. It's one of those dumb jokes that only me and people with my similar fucking level of brain rot will get. And if you do get that joke, I'm concerned for both of us. There we go. It's not the best hand I've ever drawn, but it's, it functions. I think I need to make the thumb a little bit smaller now. Or alternatively, just make the pants thicker here. And just make the space up with the middle finger. It is fucking May!
Where the wretch?
Nerdbird.
Oceano, you fuck! I'm gonna fucking crash out. The combination of being called a nerd, getting hit with fucking... all I want for Christmas is more shoe, and then my shirt's stolen. This is why people drink. This is why I'm gonna get fucking soju this weekend. I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna drink heavily. Also, I did learn that, I've learned Aldi's has soju, and it's fucking real good. And it's, I'm about to become a functioning alcoholic.
Wretch.
Finally.
Where
That's some
the
crisp.
wretch?
Starky, with the way we do this to you on the daily and you just come back all the time to get bullied really says that I'm not the only one here with a humiliation fetish.
I would hardly call this humiliation. Also, I don't think we ever confirmed that you had a humiliation fetish, so thanks for the confirmation on that. That's what we call in chess terms an unforced error. I mean, we do pay him for this, so that makes it something. I mean, yeah, I make a little bit. It's not actually like a, you know... I mean, like, full transparency, I make, like, nowadays, probably, like, 70, somewhere between, like, $50 and $80 a month. So, like, the money is definitely not the major reason I do this. I mean, it's I know it's not like one of the huge streamers, but still to make a point of lacking one, but still. Yeah, that's fair. I appreciate you defending my honor. From the besmirching remarks of my other moderator. Why do I need to reconsider my moderation team. What would y'all do if I just like if you just showed up and then half my mod team was just like not even gone from like the mod team, but we're just gone from the the world. I just delete their essence. Oh, I have a clip for that. You're gonna Thanos snap us? Yes, exactly. I think I need to apply some foreshortening techniques here. Hold up one moment. Let me see if I can fix this with digital tools. I have a clip for this. Check DMs. It's I don't recognize this SpongeBob clip off the top of my head, which is probably like a great sign that this is going to be something extremely silly. Are you implying that if I snap my mods in half, I would start hearing Buddy Holly instead of people's voices? I'm surprised there isn't a Buddy Holly clip edit for this. Alternatively, point of view, early 2000s Call of Duty Modern Warfare lobby. We could make one. This seems like this is prime for editing material. Not the boot hypnosis. I know people into both of those things. Fair enough. Again, I would know people who would be into this. The hypnosis is probably more likely in this stream. Excuse me? Do you think anyone's kink awakening was this episode of SpongeBob SquarePants? Do you think someone... Wait, I didn't remember this episode. It was all just a reference to a book? Yeah, The Telltale Heart. Boot eating? Yeah, like boot licking or just like boots in general. Sorry, the number of people in the stream who are into drones is a lot, so there's a lot who would be into hypno. You know, that's a fair point, actually. That's a good point I actually hadn't kind of considered. I guess we have had multiple polls, and like a substantial number of y'all are into hypnosis. If you think hypno is a therapy kink because you need someone in order for you to be happy to relax, I have a quote somewhere in my fucking quote pile that's something to the effect of hypnosis is just the more socially acceptable version of alcoholism. I guess to be fair, socially acceptable is not necessarily the correct term there. But it's I guess alcoholism and hypno kind of have the same underlying principle of no thinky. No me no want thinky. Is that what or I mean, I guess to be fair, it's like one of those things where it's like they are definitely intrinsically linked insofar as that they both activate the pleasure sensor of the brain, but like I was thinking like if there's like an intrinsic link between like specific drugs and like you know like sexual concepts. I will also say this. I don't know how I got into this stream. Sometimes I feel like to some degree my style of like what I do on stream has definitely aged with me as I've gotten a little bit more confident, you know, being like discussing adult topics. Again, what is I'm skipping this. I joke. Mostly, I know it was because of the of once watching Pop Butt, but they had gotten into more energy than back then. I'm not able to watch it the same anymore. Yeah, I think that is one of those things where it's like, so like I nowadays I mostly lurk in Papa streams. Welcome on, Eighth Wolf. I'm glad to have you, sweet bean. Papa told every one of his mods was now. Papa told everyone one of his mods was now a streamer. Got curious and popped into the stream. Now I'm a fucking mod. And then someday you too will become a streamer, and someone will mod for you, and the cycle continues. Welcome on, Eighth Wolfham. But no, nowadays like I do mostly like lurk in Papa streams rather than being proactive, if only just because it's like there are so many voices that I'm like. Like you know, it's overwhelming to like, even keep up. Are you still a mod? I am. Semester is over. Nice. Congrats. Go now. You get the chance to rest and relax. Ooh, lovely art so far. Yeah, I'm definitely doing my best. I am of course, as always, extremely self-critical. Because I experience tranquility. If man, if only. I feel like it's part of this package in the creator sphere. Oh, absolutely. It is absolutely, you will never be happy with the things that you make as a creator. Again, I need to stop treating my fucking like my sketch layer like it's line art. That's like one of the things I definitely need to do if I want to like in any way like improve and speed up my process at the same time. It does keep us in a state of constant improvement for sure. All right. Well, that's the rough on Wolfwalker done for now. Although as I'm looking at this, I'm like, it might be that I need to like even increase the angle more here, like this way. Something kind of like this. Okay. Think about like where this would come in. Okay. There we go. That looks a little bit more like what I'm going for. Maybe accentuate this angle a little bit so that way it's actually like clear that it's a board. You can tell I'm getting in the weeds a touch, for sure. There we go. Be Oh my god, this made me laugh. That I fucking hate that I laughed at this. No, what? Not the all about that base cupcake remix. I'm gonna fucking explode. These cupcake remixes are so fucking well made, but also like Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. That's gonna be like it's like the piece of paper, like a piece of tape that's holding the paper to the canvas. Okay. So that's 1/3 of the sketch done. Kill me. Ugh. Honestly, with how Oceana was able to find these, I feel like they have to be making them. I wish. Oceana, if you ever get this good at editing like audio, please tell me. I will come to you for I will like I will commission you to like help me do vocal covers of songs. Oh, that you could cupcake a Starky song. My current laptop can't handle the necessary software. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm fading a little bit. Like I am fading a little bit in a way where I'm like, I think this is, you know what, I'm gonna make this the last song and I think I'm gonna wrap up ever so slightly early. Just because I'm like, I'm definitely lower energy in a way that I'm like struggling to even like maintain Did you eat? Yes, I did. I got Taco Bell. Also because, screw it to pile on with the earlier things. Thank you for streaming, Starky. You've introduced me to a number of furry streamers. They're all super nice and caring. Oh, for sure. Like, I think one of the most awesome things about the furry community is how much it, like, encourages and engages with smaller content producers. I guess content, but like, you know, smaller artists, smaller names. I want to. I don't know why my brain reached out with the same energy. Like, I want a hot dog real bad. I want a cheesy gordita crunch real bad. To be fair, I'm also a big fan of the cheesy gordita crunch, so. Okay, to move this eye out a little bit because it's a little bit too close for how big it is. Song request turned off for today. I'm gonna wrap up a little bit early, so I'm gonna, just because I'm struggling to maintain energy levels in a way where I'm like, if I, you know, I'm still, because to some degree I was considering not streaming today just because I was like tired coming in, but I'm glad I did. I'm looking at an image is that a taco in a taco? Yeah, the cheesy gordita crunch. Yeah, it's technically a taco instead of a flatbread. There's also ranch between the taco and the flatbread. Remember raids? Yeah, that's a good reminder actually.
Wretch, wretch, we're the wretch.
Kasai is going to lose at so badly it's going to be funny.
Don't taunt Kasai's Uno skills. All right. I just realized I was sketching on the wrong layer this entire time. I'll figure that out tomorrow. I'll figure that out Monday, rather. But no, thank you for stopping by. Hopefully it was a nice time just chilling out and get going, taking an EP, you know, a relatively relaxed vibe into the Friday. Yeah, I deserve that. I deserve that. That's not the right playlist. This is the right playlist. Glad to catch you for sure. Thank you for stopping by here. We can go ahead and I'll go ahead and so that way we can get an idea for how far we've progressed, which honestly, banging this out across like what is functionally 3 hours in terms of like a sketch, not bad. Not bad for how slow I usually go. Although I am noticing an error already. Technically hold up. Hold up. So think about like, yeah, I need to move this section here a little bit more. Oh, there we go. I'll go and pick this back up on Monday though. I'm to some degree, I think the change from like Tuesday, Thursday to Monday, Friday has actually helped me it's helped me build momentum. So like my Fridays are usually a little bit slower, but then I come into Monday going like way faster. And like with you know, like the weekend is like a nice time for my intuition to catch up with what I'm working on. Let us see who's live. I see Marsha's live. Wait a fucking minute. Why are you live this early? I've never seen Kaiser live this early. Well, okay, we gotta raid over to Kaiser. It's been a hot minute. It is not off. He is playing with a bunch of people, but also I'm like, I so rarely see him live this time. But no, let's go stop over to my Kaiser. Kaiser Hicken, super wonderful, big buff wuff. You guys will love him to bits. If this is your first time here, I'm StarkyMorph, big chaos coding internet, where I stream live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Over the last 2.5 years, we've been learning some Mars, so if you'd like to see that, feel free to stick around. And yeah, you know, you get to see, honestly, the entire process of me improving, which I've definitely come a long way, even if my, you know, taste in art still massively outpaces my skill set. But I think that's kind of always going to be the case, unfortunately. If you'd like to get alerted when I go live, as well as to see the art that I make, art that I get commissioned, general ramblings, all that good stuff, Blue Sky is the place to be. You know, I also probably should be better about posting food pics, because I did take pictures of the food that I make this week. I just keep forgetting to post it. We got the Discord, if you'd like to pop in there, say hi to all the sweet beans, see the curse count to the sweet beans post. We got the, let's see, the coffee sponsorship. If you'd like to pick up some coffee from Dragon Rose Coffee, do mind that the link is a little bit borked. So be sure to use discount code StarkyMorph to get 10% off. And it's really, really good coffee. I need to pick up some more coffee from there, to be honest. It's just really good stuff. And like, I'm not, you know, it's always like, oh, it's got notes of chocolate. I thought I was always a bit until like I actually got a chance to try their coffee. And I'm like, wow, okay, this is actually like, they're being real about this. And then of course we got the YouTube. If you'd like to catch up on the VODs there, we've got all of the Danganronpa 2 playthrough up to this point. So if you need to catch up, it's all there. I love you guys.